This is actually the second time I started this video for a number of reasons. The last one wasn't very good, and I honestly feel like I'm talking too fast, and I didn't get as much information in this video as I wished, even though I still have so much. So this video has come about for a number of reasons. One of them is I really want to get David, my partner, or one of them, more interested in building a tiny house. And a tiny house is something that I've only wanted for a couple of months, since David and I watched a documentary called Tiny, a story about living small, and discovered the aesthetics of it. And prior to that, I'd wanted a small apartment, and I'd wanted to have a bike and maybe a motorcycle. I mean, I didn't really want a car. I didn't really want a big house or a lot of stuff or space. And it was really hard because my house is rather large, and I have a lot of stuff. And I have a lot of stuff because my house is so big, and I don't want it to feel big. And so that was a big piece of my wanting to have a tiny house. And a part of my wanting to have a tiny house is that David has an itty-bitty room, and we kind of lived out of it for most of the last couple of summers, and it was kind of fantastic. Much as it also kind of sucked because he basically has no privacy in his house. But David and I discovered this documentary, and we decided that we wanted to build a tiny house instead of getting an apartment or, a small house which is actually on the market, or a trailer. And part of the reason we didn't want a trailer is that they're actually not very good for more than one person. They're not really sustainable over a long period of time. And as much as you can move them, they're kind of ugly. And I really hate to say that, because some of them can be absolutely gorgeous. But just corrugated siding and white all the time is boring. And we wanted something else. And part of the reason that this is to get David more interested in the project is that as I've been thinking about it and planning and looking things up and actually trying to step forward with this, I feel like David hasn't been. He's still hanging back there in the it's a dream stage, and I'm trying to make it a reality. I'm trying to move forward and actually get plans done and have a beginning, because honestly, I would really love to get this done before David graduates high school, and he's a freshman. No, he's which would make it so that, our tiny house would be finished by the time I was done with my AA, and I would be starting my culinary apprenticeship. So I would have somewhere to live during that time. But we live in California, and where I want to be going to school is really populated, and there isn't really a lot of space to, park a tiny house. And that was something that I've been thinking about as well. But I really want to start. I want to just find a trailer that's cheap, and I want to start. And currently I don't have enough money, but David and I are about to do a lot of work, hopefully. And we're about to come into a lot of money. And while a lot of that is being set aside for conventions that we really want to go to, we will have about $500 left over. And I want to be able to start this tiny house. And as much as I want to put all that money aside, I don't want to wait another year to start a tiny house when I know that I'm going to be graduating and I won't have anywhere to go. That was really the best way to end this video. Because I know that there are a lot of people who take me in, and I really need to get a better job. And kind of me and social anxiety has been keeping me from looking out there for a job that would, actually sustain me. It's hard when you don't feel like you can be a good person to go out there and look for a job to convince someone else that you're capable of doing things that you yourself don't even know you're able to do. And I feel like building a tiny house would be proving to myself that I can get something done to a standard that I want to live in, because I've never had that option. When I was little, I built a whole bunch of stuff with my dad. I built chairs, I built drawers and stuff, but I never built a structure. I've always had structures, and structure has been something that I've been really interested in for most of my life too. Um, so it's kind of weird that I've never done anything. So I want to build a tiny house, and I want to be able to live in something that I made, and I want to be able to be as interested and as excited for moving out of the friend's house as I am about having somewhere to live after.